English Literary Society, International Islamic University, Islamabad. And in our today's episode of Heart to Heart Discussion, Dr. Fauzia Janjua has joined us. She is Associate Professor at Department of English, International Islamic University, Islamabad. Dr. Fauzia has done her PhD degree from National University of Modern Languages. She has done her postdoctorate from University of North Carolina, USA. She has presented many papers at national and international conferences. Dr. Fauzia has also authored 4 books and 3 chapters focusing on linguistic and research. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. Welcome to our session.
Wa alaikum salam, and thank you very much for inviting me or conducting an interview with reference to your literary society. I'm so grateful.
My pleasure, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. Absolutely fine.
And how is life going on?
Zabardast.
Ma'am, you have done so much work. I was going through your introduction and mashallah, I was amazed that you have published so many books and research articles and you have presented so many conferences. So how was this whole experience overall?
It's good. I have enjoyed throughout my life because I actually always wanted to take things along. For example, I have not compromised on my travel. I have not compromised on my enjoyments in my life. For example, going here and there and having fun and like that. Yes, exactly. That's why it was not never a burden for me. If ever I felt that I'm getting tired, I used to close my books, everything, laptop and everything, putting them aside, and I would go out for a little fun. And then after 2-3 days, reviving my energies and coming back to work. And that is how everything went. And there's another thing. As I think you guys might not be knowing these terminologies, but I am a tenured associate professor. Tenured means that it is a different stream from a regular basic pay scales in the universities. It is something which was my choice years ago. And why did I choose? I left my basic pay scale job for this tenure TTS job, and I found it very productive because it made me work. As a nation, I think we are lazy persons, and that laziness definitely is inculcated in my personality as well. But when you opt for something like this, where you are evaluated on the basis of research and on the basis of your writings and on the basis of conferences and everything like that, it actually makes you good.
Yes,
so credit goes to HEC as well.
Yes,
for having such a nice and such a I think workable environment, and credit goes to IIUI as well. I must appreciate that they provided me opportunities and they provided me an environment where I could grow and I could write.
I totally agree with whatever you have said. And can you please tell us about your academic career briefly, because many people would not know about that.
Okay, if you want to know about my studies or whatever achievements, academic achievements,
yes,
I have, I would include a bit of this job as well. So I did my masters. One of the masters is from University of the Punjab, and it is in English literature. Second masters is in English linguistics, which is having the title of teaching of English as foreign language and applied linguistics. And the third master's is in education, which is a professional degree actually. So I have these 3 masters and then PhD and things like that. I did my PhD in 2007, finished my PhD in 2007, and then I joined IIUI. While joining IIUI, I was the first PhD faculty member joining this department of IIUI female members. And I'm proud of telling you one thing as well, that I am the first supervisor producing the first PhD of the department as well. So that is that I take it as a
That's
pride.
amazing.
So that is I think it's enough.
Yes, that's enough. And we're also proud of you because now we are the students and inshallah we will be continuing our master's degree of bachelor's and inshallah till PhD if life goes on. Ma'am, you have worked on many research projects. So can you tell us about any research project that left an interesting experience or interesting impact on your whole life or your work?
Yes, actually my PhD, which was for me, it was a big research project, and those were the days when facilities were minimal for the researchers, libraries were not that much supportive, and internet access was not as open as it is nowadays. So it was a bit tiring. It was a bit difficult, and my research was a field research. Field research itself was another type of learning because I have never been to those areas before, and it was north of Pakistan, which is culturally rich and ethnically rich. So I have many experiences. I have seen some of the basic realities of life so closely that they had an impact, and they have still have an impact because I have seen people living in poverty, and I tell you one thing which is coming to my mind. Once I was this is post PhD when I was writing a paper. I went to Mehreen. Mehreen is a village across Indus River. So crossing that river was another expedition, but what I wanted to tell you is I saw a person carrying a child here in one hand and a hen here as well. So I stopped and I asked him, why are you carrying a hen along with the child? And he told me that he cannot afford to pay a doctor's fee. The child was sick and he was carrying that hen to give it to doctor as fee and getting the child treated. So that was very shocking for me because we have been living in a very privileged life. This is living in urban areas itself is a privilege, and life here is very different from those areas. So such experiences, there are many. This was just one to say, and they were heart touching. And I really realized that how people of Pakistan, they are making their livings and they are living in Pakistan. They are great people. I appreciate them and I salute them.
It's actually really interesting and heart-touching story that how much blessed we are to have to be here to study and to get education. And Allah Ta'ala has blessed us with health and parents and everything, but then we forget to thank Him for all of that. Ma'am, this was a thing that you got from experience from the life and whatever you have seen. As we read so many books and we have certain pieces of literature, novels, or any sort of genre of book, which impressed you, which gave you some lesson that impacted
Okay.
you.
Yes. This is something which I used to tell my students as well. One day I went to Mr. Books before this Said book ban.
Yes.
There was Mr. Books which was known as you can say very well-stocked bookshop in Islamabad. I went there and I was looking just for some books and I could not get those books. I get to you can say see a book which was there upside down. And the back cover of the book was saying, it has changed the minds of millions and millions of people across the world. Okay, I thought, no, there's nothing like this, that simple words can change the mind, and my mind is not that sort of thing which can be changed to these words. Okay, I took that, picked up that book and took it as a challenge that, okay, let's see if it can change my mind. and that was The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
Oh, right.
And it did change.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to confess that it did change, and that change is permanent as well. It did influence my personality, it influenced my thought, and it is still having an impact on my personality.
That's my favorite book as well. Alchemist, I have read that in Paulo Coelho. And after that, I've started reading his other books as
Yes,
well.
but other books they're not that much
Yes.
interesting
but
or
that one was.
that much influential like
Yes,
that.
that was
Yes.
something that struck me about the universal signs and how everything goes on. So that was really interesting.
It was that no matter how dark, how bitter, how bad any of your life experience is, there is something positive, and go for that positive. And I have learned this. Thank you, Paul.
Ma'am, by whatever you have said, it also challenged that one narrative that never judge a book by its cover. So I think that you judged the book by cover and it was worth it.
No, I did not judge. Actually, I actually challenged myself and the book as well, the writer as well.
That was interesting as well. So now, after doing all this work, studying, researching, doing your books, publishing your books and everything, how did you strike the balance between your personal life, your social life, and whatever academic activities you have?
One thing which I think is most important in my life is I don't rely on human resources because they make you depend on. I rely on gadgets. So whatever I can afford, I have stocked my home with gadgets. I don't rely on these masses and these you can say cooks and chefs and like that. I do everything on my own, but I have to manage that. I don't know whether I'm a good manager or not, but I have tried to create a balance, and I am successful in doing that. Because I spend my weekends enjoying myself, going out, having fun, dining out, and traveling. I'm very fond of traveling actually. So I do everything, and alhamdulillah, I am able to, because one thing I would like to add here is that I did my PhD while I was in job. So with job, carrying on a PhD degree is actually very tough.
Yes.
So I think that was the experience which has taught me that how to create balance, how to go with all these things, with families, with studies, and with jobs and everything. So it's not a big deal for me.
Yes, ma'am. So it's like making it possible that you can manage all these things, but the hard work is the main thing that you have to keep on going.
Yes, and it is good in this sense that at this age of my life, it keeps me active.
Yes.
I am active, and I would like to remain active.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as we know that during our education and throughout our career, when we are pursuing for our goals, we face so much difficulties, maybe through society, through our families, or whatever it is. And as women, it is more difficult to do those things. And how did you wait with all this, and how did you,
I think first thing is that we are, as I said earlier, that we are among the blessed ones.
Yes.
Our parents took us to schools. They carried us and they we can say admitted us schools, and then they took care of our studies as well. Not only by paying the fees, but asking why you are not doing your homework, do this, do that. So in this way we are the blessed ones. But here I would like to add one thing, that blessing alone is not something which can give you result. My father was very supportive. My brothers were supportive, and yes, difficulties were there. My mother was above all by supporting every one of us in studies, or while we had it. Whosoever was busy with the examination was exempted from all other household works,
Yes.
was given special treatment, special you can say food and like that. So that was a big support. So difficulties were there. Yes, there were some difficulties, but I don't want to recall them because time has passed and I am successful and I
Yes,
achieved
ma'am.
whatever I like. So that is not something to.
Yes. I can relate to that because for me, my father is also the support system, and he says that take whatever, do whatever it takes, but do your own work, focus on your studies. And you know that we are at the age when our mother says that, okay, do the household
Yes.
work, but the father will take our side and he will say, no, let her do this. For that, puri zindagi padi hai, but inko bhi ye karne do. So I feel very blessed, mashallah, alhamdulillah, that my father he helps me and he motivates me to study and he helps me. आपने जो करना है आप करो, best pursue for your goals and whatever you want. Ma'am, can you share any funny or memorable event that happened with your academician, any teacher, any your colleague?
Okay, I don't think so that I can recall any
That left
funny
any
thing.
impression on you?
But there are some incidents, they're not funny, but they taught me a lesson that we should not undermine or we should not criticize our own people for these academic cults, but there are people all around the world who are sometimes dishonest as well, and sometimes they don't want to share something and they want extra you can say favors from you. I don't want to mention the name because
Yes,
probably
exactly.
it is a bad thing, but he is a known discourse analyst, and I actually sent a paper for publication, and he was the editor of that journal. He rejected that paper saying that we don't publish single author article. Yeah, article. And but I could not understand that. That was a new information for me, and I for a while I accepted. Okay,
Seems
they
bit illogical as well.
illogical. And then I discussed it with one of my senior colleagues. And she said, Fauzia, why can't you understand? He is asking to put his name along with
Right.
yours in that paper. So that was, I was not expecting that.
Disappointing.
Because we put those people at a high pedestal and we say that they are honest and they have academic honesty and they have academic, you can say, what can I say? But I have come to the point that no, it's not only us who are doing wrong things while
Yes, ma'am.
pushing our colleagues behind and leg pulling and all that. There are people in the world, no matter how important, how famous they are
The
doing
nature
Yes.
never changes.
Yes, there are.
Ma'am, academics and researchers can be quite demanding and hectic, but we would love to know about your other activities, your hobbies, or whatever you would like to do whenever you're free to relax your mind or something like that.
Okay. I have a publishing house,
All right.
and its name is Oshal. I used to work for that as well, and I used to review books and review the manuscripts which are submitted, and that is a publishing house for the encouragement of the new writers and amateur writers and new researchers. So one thing which keeps me busy is reading all those manuscripts and writing publishers' notes and things like that. And another hobby which is pulls apart from the academics is gardening. So I used to grow vegetables in my garden, my kitchen garden, and I'm again blessed with with quite a big house, having a big, sufficiently enough kitchen garden. I used to grow vegetables. I used to grow plants and fruits there, and I used to enjoy it.
That's an amazing activity, Mr. So ma'am, coming towards a different question, like if you would not be a lecturer or whatever you are today, what else you would be or how you see yourself as per your life?
Then I have never thought about it because I believe what you are is a plan, Allah's plan for you.
Yes.
It's a destiny, and it is destined for you. I wanted to be something else. If I am here, it means that Allah planned this for me, and I'm very very happy with this. But if you say that I must answer your question, I would have been a business.
That would be amazing and wonderful. And that would be similar like that, like you were going to do something by working in the field.
Yes, remaining productive and
Yes.
and earning money as well. It is something which is very important for my life. I don't want to work, you can say, which cannot bring any type of economic benefit.
So ma'am, you have extensive research and knowledge in your field. So can you shed some light on the myths that are wrongly associated with your field or the subjects that you are related with?
There are many. For example, talking about literature and linguistics,
Yes.
people think that they are separate, or they can be you can say taken separately. For me, it's a myth. You cannot have a literary study. You cannot have a literary understanding
Exactly,
of
without literature. Yes.
without linguistics, without knowing the language, knowledge about the language. So that is the myth which I want to break as well, and I am trying that because that is not, and they should be taken. You can say in integration with one another. And if you look at your scheme of studies.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you thoroughly look into it, HEC has designed the curriculum deliberately by integrating linguistics and
Yes.
some of the courses they are.
It's a mix up
Yes,
of both the
yes,
courses.
it is a hybrid type of BS course. So I think that is a myth which is prevailing. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Fauzia Janjua from the Department of English, and I would like to thank Dr. Qasim and to be Dr. Khamsa Qasim for establishing such a nice literary society, who is so active and so much involved in co-curricular activities. It is, thank you Sabah, Fatima, Masuma, Laiba, Hifsa, and all others who are part of this society for arranging such academic and semi-academic events for the department. And especially I would like to thank you guys for having different multiple activities and for having you could say a sigh of relief in the times of tensions. Everybody knows that there are economic, political turmoil in the country, and that is definitely affecting everybody in the society. So your importance is becoming more and more in the times and in this time, in the present time, and I would like to wish you all the best for the coming days and for the coming plans and for all the activities you are planning for the future. Thank you very much.